Good day, ladies and gentlemen. In 2019, actually 30th December, the World Health Organization announced that there is a new pandemic called COVID-19, or well, then they had not given it a name, but there was a new pandemic that had started somewhere in China. By March 2020, there was worldwide lockdowns. I mean, we stopped going to work, industries shut down, businesses closed, people stayed at home, very fearful and very intimidated by this COVID. As people are at home, they also discovered that they have to find a way to deal with the situation as it is present. So they started working on private projects. Some people finished their houses. Others did other things that generated them income to help them survive. In May 2021 came what is known as the Great Resignation. People around the world were resigning from their 8 to 5 jobs in droves. All over, people are resigning and trying new ventures and trying new things, having learned hard lessons from COVID-19 and the fact that nothing is permanent at your workplace. This resulted into high labor costs because companies and industries started hiring people at a higher price, price than they used to do before. Why? Labor was in shortage. Some countries, in fact, started putting up adverts to try and attract people in the health sector, for example, to go and work for them and to go and work in industries because there was labor shortage. This informed the increase in prices of many things due to the increase in labor costs. And as it's typical of industries and companies, is that when there is an increase in production cost, they pass that increase to the final consumer, but not at the equivalent level of the increase in the labor cost, at a higher one. So they make more profit out of that situation. Then in February 2022, we woke up to the news that Russia had invaded Ukraine and they were trying to, I don't know what they were trying to do, annex or something, protect their own interest there. And because of this, the Western countries reacted by trying to sanction the Russia in many ways, which resulted into shortages in fuel, because Russia is a major producer of fuel and exporter of fuel, and other foodstuffs. What happened? Consequently, in a country called USA, there was inflation. So, by April 2022, the inflation in USA had already begun to hit the likes of 6.8%. up from the recommended 2 to 3%. What did this do? This inflation caused there to be demand for dollars, and people started American investors started pulling their money from outside of their country, from other countries, back to US, because the Federal Reserve, that's what's called the Fed, put some fiscal policies to try and curb the inflation. What they do? They went ahead and they started increasing the interest rates. So what this did is that it caused the investors to pull their money from Kenya and from other countries, because now they started getting good money or good returns in their investments in the US. What this did is to cause a strain in other countries, including Kenya, and let's talk about Kenya, in the US dollar, shortage increased, banks started trading with each other in a very, let me say, harsh way. People started holding dollars because there's a demand for it. So the Fed has not stopped increasing their rates. And with this, the demand for dollars has not stopped. Hence, let's say for the last 12 months, the Fed has raised interest rates, their interest rates 8 times. It's unheard of. It has never been heard of before. 8 times within 1 year. And naturally, the investors have responded in kind, and they are now investing back in US, causing a shortage of dollars worldwide. In any case, why would an investor choose 4% in USD returns, vis-a-vis 6% or 10% in Kenya shilling? It's due to the what we call the fact that the USD is used as a reserve currency, so perceived to be more stable than many other currencies, perceived to be safe to invest in such, but also there has been the fear of the global economic collapse. Hence, people will prefer to put their money in USD than in other currencies. That is why the USD has continued to rise against all major currencies: the euro, Japanese yen, CHF, GBP, CAD, UAD, and all currencies that you can think about. The Kenya shilling, it has gained strength in the past 1 year than it has ever done in the last 20 or so years. So why is the dollar behaving in a bullish manner right now? Number one is the Fed rates increase, and the biggest factor causing the dollar to continue increasing its value against Kenya shilling. Number two, the Russian-Ukraine war. Of course, that the demand for the dollar increased. The global sanctions on Russia. Number four, China's lockdown. They just stopped locking down juicy. Europe and Japan's economic slowdown. This has meant that the USD has continued to dominate the market as the most preferred currency. So why is this affecting Kenya? Why is this dominance of the USD affecting Kenya? Number one is because everything that we import is paid for in dollars. Is it sugar, rice, vehicles, oil, wheat, electronics, electricals, building materials, anything that you can think about that we import from any other country, we pay in dollars. Hence, the demand for dollar has outpaced the supply of dollars in this country. Consequently, the Kenya shilling becomes weaker, or the dollar becomes stronger, whichever way you look at it. Number two is that we have debts to pay. The Eurobond, concessions, and other loans, including the ones at Exim Bank in China, and other places, Chinese Development Bank and all that. How do we pay them? We pay them by using the dollar. The demand for the dollar, the government is requiring dollars to pay such loans. Number three, a lot of our international services are paid for in dollars. School fees, flights, visa fees, digital products. If you want to buy a software, you pay it in dollars. And with the increase in trade in such things, the demand for the dollar will continue to increase. So what are my predictions? I am predicting that, and these are my predictions as Gishure, could happen or it may not happen, but I'm predicting that the dollar will stabilize at 160 shillings to a dollar. That is my prediction. Mambo bado. It is for us to know what we can do with this current situation. See if we can accumulate dollars. It's going to pay back before the government decides to do what it wants to do to stabilize the market. That is the reason why the dollar has continued in its bullish way against the Kenya shilling. My name is Gishure Irungu. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe. If you've not liked this particular video or others, please go and do it. And then share. God bless you very much. That was my time. See you in my next video. And bye.